75% of golfers get brought into the sport by a family member, right? A parent, a grandparent. And then you think back and it's like most of our grandparents at a certain age, like if they weren't allowed to play the game, how could they introduce somebody to the sport, right? It's such a generational sport. To really come to grips with that history of like, man, like we're not that far removed from like parents and grandparents not having access to places at all. Like that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
If you're familiar at all with the history of North Carolina and the civil rights movement, you're probably aware of the Greensboro Four. These 4 students at North Carolina A&T University staged the sit-in at a segregated Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro. They refused to leave after being denied service. The movement quickly spread throughout the South, and though many were arrested and harassed, this civil disobedience led Woolworths and other establishments to change their segregationist policies. But here's a story you may be less familiar with. Just 2 miles down the road from A&T's campus, at the intersection of Martin Luther King Jr. Drive and Florida Street, sits Gillespie Golf Course. And the courage of 6 black golfers back in 1955 helped integrate the game of golf. Without them, we wouldn't have Tiger Woods, or Lee Elder, or Jim Thorpe, or even Charlie Sifford, the Charlotte native who broke the PGA Tour's color barrier in the 1960s. I'm Josh Sullivan, and together with WUNC youth reporter Chris Williams, we traveled to Greensboro and paid a visit to Gillespie Golf Course to learn more about this monumental moment in golf and civil rights history. This is the story of the Greensboro Six.
The city had 2 golf courses, and one was Gillespie, and the other was NoCo Park. And we tried to get them to fix up NoCo. I'd started playing golf, then we tried to get them to fix up NoCo, and they never would do it. Yet they were slipping out and fixing up Gillespie.
December 7th, 1955, right? This is 6 days after Rosa Parks really begins the Montgomery bus boycott movement. Doc and his friends, these 6 guys, they were inspired by what she did. And so, they were already active in, social justice, civil rights movements in that area. But